RamblezMarblez. Alright, this is part 2 of pulling points. Now, as you can see, this is pretty straight already, but we're going to get it even straighter. So, last time I had a 2.5 foot, 2 foot tube, and we pulled that into 2. And at first I was saying only pull it the distance of that length, but since it was a brand new tube, it was better that I pulled it twice as long, because otherwise one of these tubes wouldn't have a handle. So the first time you're pulling it, yeah, pull it a good distance so you have a handle for each side of the tube. Okay. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to straighten the corner, and then we're going to pull another point. But not as long, not like we did in the first video. Alright, so get a nice strong center flame here. Maybe even a little bit stronger. I want to pull a point here, and I don't want to be dicking around with the knobs. So I'm heating up right after the corner. Get it warmed up. Okay. Get warmed up because it is like freezing out. It's like 0 degrees out. Alright, get it warmed up. Now hold it at a 75-degree angle like that. And hit the shoulder. Hit the shoulder right in the middle. Okay, I'm looking at this glass and it's at 75 degrees. And once it starts getting soupy, then bring it back and heat up right after the shoulder. And do a little compressing. And get that straight. And then once it's starting to freeze up, give it a little tug. Just a little baby tug. Okay. And now it's straight. It only took 2 seconds. Don't worry about pulling them too straight, because I always straighten them up. See, that's nice and straight now. Alright, so back to the bushy flame. Oh, it's not too bushy, but it's a big one. Heat it up in the back of the flame. I'm going to do the same thing here. We're going to get it nice and warmed up. And once it starts getting soupy, we're going to do a little compression. I'll let the glass tell you how much to push. I mean, I'm hardly putting any pressure, but there's a little pressure. Okay? Okay, now we're going for that UFO look. Alright, now I can see in there it wants to fold. Do not let it fold. Okay, now I stop compressing, and I'm just going to hold it stationary and let it collapse. This is where a lot of people pull right away. That's how you get a nice thin blow tube and have it break off in the middle of your work. Okay, so we got about a 1/4 inch wall thickness right now. Heat it up even more than that. Let it collapse. We're going for a constriction here. Not too much. Okay. Now that it's nice and soupy, we're getting closer to like 1/2 inch. Maybe not quite 1/2 inch, but. And now we're going to pull it half the distance of what we did the first time. Now I'm making pipes, so I don't need 2 long blow tube handles. I just need a handle for the tube part. Like that. Alright, I'm just staring at the center of this. Okay, I'm not looking at either one of those. Just staying right in the center. Okay, now that it's frozen, or almost frozen, Might be a little soupy on the shoulders. Pull it up and down. And let gravity tell you what's straight. Okay. There we go. So, now we already straightened that shoulder, so we can pull this part off. Now I was watching a YouTube video on the Corner Museum of Glass where he pulled it twice as long, and he got a point like this, okay? Now, what was the first thing he did when he started working this point? He ripped off this blow tube. So that right there is wasted glass that he didn't really need to pull that extra distance. Okay. And I learned a lot from that YouTube video, so I'm not going to criticize them too much. But, you know, you don't need to waste glass like that, so that's all you really needed. And, then you can score this part, snap it, clean it, and that's a nice thick blow tube now. Okay. I didn't have to weld anything to it. Let's do this again. What do we got? That other tube there. Now this one's a little wonky, I can see it. Okay, not a big deal. What we're going to do is we're going to heat up right after the shoulder onto the main tube. Okay, the flame's kind of washing down the shoulder, but we're heating up the base of the tube. Okay, get it all nice and warmed up. Okay. Now that it's getting warmed up and soupy, now we're gonna hit up the shoulder. Okay. It's a 75-degree angle. I'm hitting just the shoulder up. And it's washing down both sides. Okay, now it's compressed. Now it's getting soupy, so I'm hitting up the main part of the tube and I'm compressing it a little bit. Okay, and now this is where you get it straight. Spin it and feel it out. And then once it starts freezing up, give it a little tug. Give it a little tug. And there. Now it's straight. Okay. Now it's straight. Watch. See? Alright. Now I owe a little credit to Tom Lynch from Rolling Glass Fire, because he basically has a role model of Robert Mickelson. He pulls points all the time, and you know, so he started pulling points, and he showed me how to do a little bit, you know, until I built my own studio, and then I was on my own. I had to teach myself it, but so he gets a little credit here, but not all of it. So I'm going to do a little compression here. Okay, we're getting that UFO effect. Don't let it fold on you. Okay. And now I'm holding it stationary, and I'm going to let it collapse. Don't pull it yet. And I stopped compressing it. Now I'm just heating it, and I'm going to let that wall thickness get real thick. Close to the candles. Now you can do this with just a lynx. You don't need the outer flame. But it speeds up the process if you warm it up like that. Alright, so we're getting to almost 1/2 inch wall thickness. Alright, time to pull. Don't rush this part. I'm still spinning. Looking right in the center. Just feel it out. Feel the straightness. Now I stopped rolling it. My hands are stationary. Get a little bit of pressure here. I'm pulling on it. Now it's freezing up on me. And that keeps the shoulders nice and straight. Okay. And now you can hold it straight up and down. You get the feel for straightness with gravity. Okay. There we go. Melt that off. Boom. Okay, we got the handle for the next time. Not wasting any glass here for the work I'm doing, which is I'm doing wrap and rake pipes. So maybe you do want to pull it twice as long, depending on what you're doing. I don't know. But for wrap and rakes, I already straightened the one side, so we're good. Score and snap. Oh yeah, that's nice and thick. That ain't gonna fall off in my and snap and fall in my lap. So we're good here. It's a nice straight point. Okay, what was I gonna say here? Alright, well, that's basically it. You could do the same thing with scallop tubing. I think it helps to do that compression and let it thicken. You know, scallop tubing's a little trickier, but by letting it build up those thick walls, it gets rid of those ridges, and then when you pull into a point, it's a lot easier than to just heat it up a little bit and pull, because that'll come out like really wonky. So I think that's about it. And if you enjoyed this, like my video and smash that subscribe button. Alright, RamblezMarblez.